right, baby, it's on the radar from the crib. Yo, I got lyricist, songwriter, award-winning choreographer, director, and so many more. Charm LaDonna is here with me. What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Yo, you have such a long laundry list of things that you do. Like I don't know how you do it. Like between the music and the choreography, like how do you balance kind of like all these like different aspects of your life?
With a great team, and I put my all into everything. So it's just a matter of just like doing the shit, no sleep and and rocking because I want to do it all.
No, I love that. And you know what? Like for all the people who don't know what I'm talking about, you are, of course, are an award winning choreographer. I have to address that as the elephant in the room. It's one of the coolest things that I've discovered about you after I enjoyed your music. But I
Mhm.
want to talk about the choreography stuff first because obviously, that's kind of like where your roots came from. And I
Yeah.
think it's so awesome. Like just some of the names you worked with: Selena Gomez, Rosalia, Megan Trainor, Britney Spears, J Rock, Anderson Paak, and of course on the legendary 2018, right? Years are blending together now. The Damn tour with Kendrick Lamar. How did this choreography journey begin for you? Because it's like out of this world.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I've been doing choreography before I even knew I was doing choreography. Like I love to
Mm.
make up steps, right? Like as a kid, and it kind of just transitioned to that when I was about like 17 years old, and I working under one of my mentors to this day, who's an amazing choreographer and director, who's kind of like showed me the ropes, and here we are now. You're talking about all the stuff I've done.
Is it weird hearing people like ring it off like that? Like, has anybody ever done that for you? Like,
Yeah, it's no one's ever done it like that. Like I'm just now people are starting to be like, hey, you've done this and this and this. And
yeah.
sometimes, we move so fast that I don't even like sit and like think about it,
Mhm.
and be like, wow. So hearing it, I'm like, wow, okay, that's crazy.
So I want to ask you just about a few of these things because like I like getting some insight about like the behind the scenes because as someone who's not as familiar with the choreography world as as someone like yourself, what goes into like the productions of like I'm gonna ask you about like your two, I guess, your award winning, of course, Con Natura with J Balvin and Rosalia. What goes into something like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, was there like a language barrier? Like, how did that whole
No,
situation go about?
um, that situation is so funny, Rosalia. We always talk about how like I'm not fluent in Spanish, but like my Spanish has gotten extremely well. It's like it's up there outside of me getting nervous when people start talking to me. Like I speak to Rosalia in Spanish.
Okay.
But before that, we would just be in a room and feel the music, and
Mhm.
we would just create together on what I felt and what she felt, and I would naturally she would joke about it because I would naturally choreograph to the words without knowing all the words because I'm not fluent. I can
Mhm.
understand some stuff, but at the time I wasn't, as fluent. So I would choreograph just based off feeling and how
Wow.
I felt and vibes in the space, and then boom, you got like something like Con Natura, which is like, I mean, me winning an award for that I was shocked. I was literally shocked. I didn't think I was gonna win, to be honest. I was like,
Right.
oh, I was just grateful for the nomination. Like, wow, to be acknowledged on such a platform like that on MTV, So it was. I'm still sometimes I look at my Moon Man now, like, wow, I have a
I
Moon
actually have a Moon Man right here. It's broken, but I have a Moon Man. It's like you know what I'm saying? It's like a little moon. It fell off my desk, but it's a Moon Man. So you got one of these, but you got like this is like the $5 version. You got like the
Man.
expensive one.
Yeah,
I also got so it was a VMA, which is kind of awesome because like I feel like the whole thing with MTV is like they don't really do play music videos or whatnot, but it's cool that like that they still kind of have awards. I didn't even realize that they had like a best like choreography section of the awards. Like I didn't was that one of the ones that was aired on the show? Or was that one of the ones that
yeah.
was like before or after that
Yeah,
they
that was
announced it?
like during, like after kind of
Got
I
it.
think that one on the show. Yeah, they
Got,
should. Hopefully they will.
I
Because
know, right? Like that's so cool.
it's so like it's impactful to the industry, to music, to every
Mhm.
to everything.
And watching the Conatura video because I watched it today after I found this out about you. And the funniest thing about this is I found this out about you because I was just like scrolling through your comments on your music videos, and it's like here from Rosalia, and I'm like here from Rosalia. And then I like looked it up, and then your people sent me your bio, and then like it all just kind of clicked. What
Yeah.
what I love about the video for that too, and the choreography in it is that it really kind of like plays to like her Spaniard roots. So
Mhm.
and as someone from from California, how do you connect with that? Because it's obviously it must have been like interesting to kind of play with that as someone who might not be familiar.
Yeah, well, to be honest, like it wasn't, I'm gonna just be real, it wasn't difficult for me.
Mm.
You know, dance and movement and music is something that like I can't explain it. Like it's hard to ask someone like, yo, how do you like asking Pharrell, how do you produce that track? I don't, it's like
Fair point. Fair.
it's like you just feel it,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter what language it is. I feel it.
Yeah. That's awesome. And of course, you did the choreography for the legendary Damn Tour in 2018 and Kendrick's legendary Grammy performance, which is so epic. What was that experience like? Because obviously you being from the same area. I don't know how close the neighborhoods are out there and if you grew up in his neighborhood or around his neighborhood, but how does it feel to kind of like have that connection with someone else from, your city and to be on a scale that, grand?
And no, yeah, that that's one of those like once in a lifetime type of opportunities that you can't even like describe unless you're in that space. I
Yeah.
can see more like, I mean, the gratitude, the love, the energy I felt, and even working with Kendrick and being on that stage
Mm.
is beyond, right. And most important for me was seeing girls that come from where I come from, or my little cousins being like just inspired and like, yo, cousin, you're crazy. This is crazy. Seeing me on that type of platform. So I mean, it's surreal for sure. It's
That's
surreal.
that's amazing. That's amazing. All right, I'm gonna stop with the choreography stuff because that was kind of cool. I never got to talk to a choreographer before, so this was like a new experience for me.
It's all good. Like I don't shy away from that at all. You know what I mean? Like that it drives into my music as well because I choreographed my music video that I
Right,
made.
of course. Of course I saw the West. It's so and like I think it was so cool how you captured like I feel like I got to know like you and your energy from that video because it was so kind of like true to like this West Coast bop
Hmm.
and it just kind of like I don't know the energy was able to flow through the video which I feel like it doesn't that isn't always the case with a lot of music videos these days.
Hmm. Yeah, I wanted to embody like again like my first step into letting people know who I'm from, my roots.
Hmm.
West Side, LA, Compton, where I'm from, is what kind of like propelled me into who I am now. So it was only right for me, my first real video, at least it felt important to me to show that. And then I can tell the story. And then you guys can travel with me on my journey, you
Right.
know?
Right. I love that. So let's get into the music stuff. Obviously, the choreography came first, but I
Yep.
know I know you've been doing music for some time. Why now as the time to kind of like really pursue the career in music outside of choreography? Because obviously we've seen things like this in the past. Obviously shout out to Danny Lay. Danny Lay is obviously amazing
Mhm.
musician and choreographer. But why is this? Why do you feel like now is the time for you to kind of like take on this musical journey?
I think it's because one, I'm ready.
Mhm.
And two, this is something that I've kind of like kept in my back pocket for a while. And I just kind of gave myself the push to kind of just put it out and be confident in myself in a different way, right? Like the art of expression, not only does it come through dance, it comes through words, right? So I said, why not connect all my worlds, you know? And it just so happened that COVID kind of slowed everything down, and I was ready. I said, let's put it out, and I did.
That's awesome. And I know that I think I read it about you that you have like a bunch of records you've had in the stash for a while.
Yeah.
What was and with this, obviously you being with Epic Records now, how did that kind of happen? Because obviously it must have happened quickly because you got with them, you got these records out now. How did this whole partnership kind of come about?
It came about with this wonderful, beautiful woman that I love, and Sylvia Rohn,
Hmm.
who heard my music from even before, right? Because I tell you, I've done music for a while. I just kept it in the back burner. Sometimes I would put it out or
Right.
let people hear it, and then the word gets around like, "Hey, there's Charm to music." Da-da. I was working on this project, like the songs that you're going to hear coming up, and hopefully in a couple months. I was working on this project, and I actually, I sent it to Sylvia, and we talked, and then it just kind of like she was like, "It's this is only right that I kind of go there," and it happened, and
Wow.
it just worked.
And that's kind of awesome because like as someone who plays like a lot of different parts in the industry, like you have a lot more control over I guess the content you put out
Yeah,
versus what other artists who might have to go find a choreographer, find someone like yourself. But you have like a very like I'm sure you have a very kind of like strict or not strict but like a set idea of like what you
yeah,
want to do and what you want to put out.
yeah, 100%. And it's that relationship with Epic that they allow me to have that. they trust me in that way, even though I'm, technically still a new artist,
Yeah.
right? I'm still a new artist by the standards.
Hmm.
Even though my experience in the industry, I have some success that way. So they trust me, I trust them, and and I'm just pushing, and I'm going on this journey.
And you know what? I think that's that kind of leads into where I'm going with this, because I was scrolling through your gram and I found this amazing yearbook picture of you that you posted, like, I don't know, I don't know, I think it was in September. I forgot when it was. I like going through people's Instagrams because I find that that's where you find the best inspiration for questions. And your quote was, and I think I got this right: life is not a dress rehearsal, right? Like, and I love that, because it's like you only get one chance to really do what you want to do. And I feel like that is kind of like also you with your music career. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, it's your time. You want to do this now. It's not something you want to wait to do, or there's no afterlife. Like, you gotta do it now.
exactly. And like I said, being in the circumstances has been, crazy for us all. It was just like, just take life by its fucking cojones and just fucking go.
And so leading into this, like, I guess, project that you're working on, so is
Mhm.
this project obviously is it going to be entirely you, or are you going to have other people on there with you?
Well, yeah, no, the goal, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the
Go ahead.
goal is to kind of like, is to release these singles, right? These visuals I have, go into my EP, and then go into a bigger project where you will see features. But as of right now, I'm telling the story with my voice.
Right. Because, I guess, like, off the rip, people might just assume that you're friends with all these people. You've choreographed for all these people. You might try to get them on the record, which is why I got to ask. I'm not trying, I'm not assuming anything, but I
Mhm.
know that people out there are going to assume that's like, oh my God, she did this with this girl. She did this with Kendrick. Is she going to do a song with them? Like, I, I like when people introduce themselves first and then go on with the features. But, obviously there are always going to be the people out there who are like, so sis, when's the Rosalia feature coming? You know what I'm saying? When's that drop? You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just gonna assume.
No, I get it. No, I get it, and I appreciate those people because that means they waiting. But I just say like you said, I'm introducing myself first, and those things will align when they align organically, and but I gotta do the work.
Yeah, you gotta push yourself out there first before you can, like, start, like, getting like the Scottie Pippins to come, throw you some layups.
Right.
And also, since you've worked with these people, like, and obviously with the music side of things, like, have you gone to them for advice when it comes to how you're progressing? And if so, like, I don't know, what have you asked them? What advice have they given you? Like, is there anything that's been, like, really good advice that you've, like, used?
Yeah, it's I'm just so grateful that these people that you're talking about, right? Like the Rosalias and all the people I work with, they're my friends.
Hmm.
So the advice like it's more about like encouragement, like how I encourage them in any aspect, they encourage me.
Mm.
And it's more about like just keep going. Don't stop, keep going. You got it. This is it. Inspired. Like I send songs, me and Rosalia, I talk, with send her songs and she's like, yes, did it. And it's a vibe. Like it's never nothing negative. I have so much support from my peers, from my friends. I have so much support. And again, I'm just ready to keep going on this journey. I can't wait to what's going to happen. So
That's fine. I know the circumstances right now suck, because I'm sure by now you might, but also the circumstances right now might be perfect for you, because I'm sure you're doing, like, choreographing music videos, but you're not, like, really doing, like, tours or anything like that. So there's definitely a little more time to kind of, like, sit back and, focus on the music instead.
right, 100%, 100%.
So you got singles coming out, you got a project eventually. What's like the game plan for you right now?
Don't quote me, but I got some singles coming up. I have visuals done already to a couple other records I have. So
Okay.
that'll be coming up, which will lead into that EP, which will lead into that big project.
Nice. This is exciting. Are they all gonna be, what are you experimenting with different sounds? Are you kind of like, what's, like, I guess I don't know what I'm trying to ask here. I guess, like, what type of sound are you trying to go for?
It's just there's definitely some a West feel to it, right? 'Cause that's where I'm from, and I
Of
bring that
course.
back no matter what track I'm on. But I don't put myself in a box saying like I have to sound like this and I have to sound like that. Like Westside, I'm kind of like some people consider that an R&B record. Like you're singing,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
I'm okay, cool, all right, cool. And then I have another record where I'm just fully rapping, fully spitting, like so.
Mhm.
There's no box.
Right.
I
The
am the
limit does not exist.
I'm the cohesive piece. Like yeah.
You know what? Like you know what I see for you, right? I see for you, and this just popped in my head. Like I could totally see like Westside being in like Insecure season 5. Like I don't know, like I could see it.
Let's say that. Let's manifest that one for real.
Cause like I see that, like I could see like Issa Rae walking out of like what was the name of her apartment building? Like the Dunes, or I forgot
Yeah.
what it's called, whatever it is. And I could see like that record playing in the background. Like I see it, I vision it.
Okay. Thank you for that.
I'm
I
gonna put
see it.
that into the world. Yo,
I see that too.
2 years from now, when or whenever the final season of Insecure comes out, and like this and that record is in it, or one of your records is in it, yo, I'm gonna make bank off this clip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make bank off this clip. I'm gonna post this shit everywhere. Be like, yo, I called this shit 2 years ago. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for everything you got going on. And I appreciate you taking your time out of your Friday afternoon, since you're in LA, your Friday afternoon to chop it up with me here. Anything else that the people got to know about? Whether it's your choreograph stuff, like any videos that you got, music, whatever.
I just want to say thank you for, having me. Anybody listening, tune in, tap in, Trauma Donna across the board. And you guys will for sure hear some more stuff from me coming soon. And yeah, thank you.
Yo, this has been fun. I needed a good energy interview to end my week with, and this is definitely it, because this week has been crazy. Nah, this was hella fun, and again, thank you for taking the time to chop it up with me. This was definitely cool. I love connecting with people on the West Coast. I do my best to get as many artists from out there over here as possible, because it's such an important connect, and I look forward to everything that you got going on, the projects, the choreography, the Insecure season 5s, and all the other VMA choreograph awards that you're going to win.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Let the people know where they can follow you at. Did you already say that? I don't remember.
I did, but let's say it again. Trauma Donna, Instagram, Twitter, all across, TikTok, Twitter, everything. Trauma Donna. Yeah, so follow me.
Boom, man. There it is. Charm Donna on the radar, baby.